So let's talk through another scenario. We've all been here. You've got a solution to a problem, and you can tell the team is not on board. Their body language, their facial expressions, their questions, they're all kind of a little bit puzzled, maybe even a little bit frustrated. And here's what I do. I go, well, guys, trust me, it's just going to work this time. I've got a gut feeling about this. Just go with it.
You just shove it down their throats.
Yes.
You drive forward as fast and as hard as you can, and you do not welcome any questions.
And then eventually they all get on the train.
Authority.
That's how to do it. I mean, I feel like Simon Sinek is definitely... He's taught on that before. This is good EntreLeadership teaching.
No, do not do that.
So what's the better way to do that versus just telling them?
You know, George, in reality, I'm reflecting over a lot of times where I've actually done this the wrong way, and I've really justified it in a lot of ways. And I was nice about it when I did it. Well, sometimes.
Quit letting the team decide that.
That's right. Yeah. They probably experienced it differently. So first thing you do, really, if you have an idea you're passionate about, you need to start with the why you're tackling it. You know, you talked about Simon Sinek. You start with what the problem is that you're trying to solve. What are you ultimately trying to fix or change? And so if you can't get alignment on that, you may have bigger issues. You know, maybe you're wrong. Maybe as the leader, that isn't the problem, or that's not the most important problem, or that's maybe your team is all wrong and you need a new team. I don't know. But you need to really take the time to align around what the problem is. And then you need to hold your opinions for the solutions to the problem loosely. You need to be committed to solving the problem once you align on it, but you're going to need to be open-handed with the solutions and allow your team to speak into it, allow them to adjust it, even when it hurts. You need to allow your team to fail. You know, you may see, allow them to fail in ways that don't jeopardize the business completely, but they may not be as strong as you think. And so occasionally you need to allow your team to take a step forward and to own something. And you can tell them, hey, I don't know if I believe in this. I'm going to let you try it. And we're going to have a check-in. And if it hasn't moved, if it hasn't hit this milestone, then we're going to pull back and we're going to try a different way. But you can agree on that. You know, don't allow them to go all the way into complete, utter
catastrophe,
destruction. But you can allow them to fail small and then pull back, reassess, and retry stuff. And so, there's been a lot of seasons where I've had a really strong idea and I've pushed it, and sometimes I've had to let those ideas go, or sometimes I've had to let those team members take my idea and make it better, or take it and maybe it doesn't work as well. And then there's been other times where I've had to say, hey, I feel a strong conviction where you need to trust me on this one, and I do push it forward. Now, if I'm doing that every week, every month, every year, then I'm going to lose a ton of credibility with the team. But if this is a once in a blue moon type thing where it's like, hey guys, I feel very strong about this and I'm going to do my best to describe it. I'm going to do my best to get you on board and talk about it. And I feel really strongly that we need to go out on a limb and we need to take a risk here. Are y'all with me? And occasionally I do call upon the trust and the power I have in my leadership to ask my team to trust me.
That's because of your track record.
Exactly.
This isn't just out of nowhere.
Exactly.
You've built trust with your team. You've built that influence.
And there's a huge difference in power and authority. Power is influence. Power is built over time, and authority is title. And if I lean on my title and say, hey, I'm the boss, we're doing this, no one's going to buy in. No one's going to lean in. No one's going to own it. No one's going to be passionate about it. But if I lean on my power and my influence that I've built and the trust I have with them, then because of the relationship I have with them, they will lean into it with their own passion and enthusiasm, even if they don't fully wrap their heads around it. Now, they're always going to do it better if they have their minds and hearts wrapped around it as well. So, but that needs to be a card you play rarely. And so it's okay to play it, but you're missing an opportunity on building a better culture and empowering your team if you do that if you overuse that card.
What's the relationship between being wrong, having a failure as a leader, and building trust? Because I think there is something about handling that well and owning up to it that actually can build trust.
Mm-hmm. There is no better way to build trust than own your failures. You need to stand up in front of your team occasionally and say, hey guys, I thought this, I believed in this, I tried this, it didn't work. And here's what I learned from it. And here is how I'm going to improve as a leader to lead you guys better and to move us forward better next time.
Well, it shows the team they don't have to be perfect because that's a recipe for disaster too.
That's right. And And oppositely, there's no way to get your team to roll their eyes at you more than saying, "Hey, I told you so. I was right. This was my idea, and it worked."
That doesn't work in
It
marriage
worked.
or business.
No, you should never. I mean, it breaks your credibility. It breaks your trust. When you win, you need to give your team credit. When you lose, you need to take responsibility and then talk about what you learned from it so we can move forward.